Hi everyone, Teacher Maria here, and today I wanted to talk to you about props and being a minimalist VIPKID teacher. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you have probably seen all of the other amazing videos by all of the incredible teachers that work at VIPKID, and you will see some of the most impressive classrooms and some of the craziest props, and so many props and wigs and guitars and ukuleles and maps and all of these things that these teachers have. And I know if you're a new teacher, you're wondering in the back of your mind, do I need to do that? And the answer is no, you don't. There's nothing wrong with doing it that way. If you're that mom that has that stuff, girl, use what you've got. Don't go out and buy stuff. But if you don't have that, don't panic. You know, I've taught over, I think as of this morning, I will be at 300 classes in 50 days, which is a lot. And I know 50 days isn't a very long time. I'm not pretending I'm a professional, but 300 classes and a good 10 to 15 regulars is a pretty good endorsement for the way I've been trying to run my classroom. So I wanted to point out that there is a big difference that you see between the videos of random teachers like myself on YouTube and the videos that they give you in your teaching center to model your classes after. If you take a look at those classes, those teachers do not do that. Their classrooms are very basic. Most of the time, it looks like they're in some kind of home office or a bedroom. They maybe have one or two toys so that they can use it to engage the student. But they aren't pulling out props for every single slide. They don't have that. And so it's really important that you remember that while VIPKID certainly encourages props, they don't encourage that kind of over-the-top system that you see on YouTube a lot. And so don't feel like VIPKID is pressuring you to be that teacher. You are pressuring you to be that teacher. And don't let anybody tell you the type of teacher that you want to be. So when you don't have the props, and I'm not saying that everyone uses props as a crutch, but you have to be a little bit more creative. I like to think that I am a professional circler. I use my mouse on those PowerPoints until it looks like somebody died on the page because it's covered in red. And it seems to be working really, really well for me. So there's very little a student will get out of seeing a stuffed animal elephant and circling the elephant on the page. So they know what an elephant is. They can see an elephant. If you bring an elephant toy into the picture, you're not adding anything to their educational experience, and you may be hindering it a little bit, which is the next thing I wanted to talk about. So if any of the brick and mortar teachers or any of the moms out there have any experience with special education students, you will know that there is such a thing as too much sensory input. So there is a point where interesting becomes distracting. So let's imagine that you have a level 2 5-year-old student and you come into class and you're wearing a wig and you've got your hand puppet going and you have a multicolored alphabet and number line and banners and a map all behind you, and suddenly the focus that child needs to create in order to listen to you and focus on the lesson becomes a lot more difficult for them. You know, honestly, I don't really see what a student would get out of, say, having a banner in the background or anything like that. I think it's distracting. I think it takes away from the educational experience. And of course, that's not to say that you can't use toys to engage. As you can see, I have my monster. This is Juju. He eats cars. And this is, you know, he is a tool that I use in my classroom, but he is one tool. He is not 50 different puppets. I don't have an example of every single toy. I did manage to get my my hands on some blocks at a teacher meetup recently, but I wasn't going to go out and buy myself any Legos. I don't have a dollhouse to show anybody. The only props I really use on the regular are my cats, and that's just because, you know, they have this habit of hanging out in my classroom over there. So Does that mean I'm not being an effective teacher? Obviously not. After 300 classes in 50 days, I think I'm doing pretty okay. I'm not saying that I'm a professional or an expert by any sense, but what's important to know is that there are teachers out there who are more minimalistic and who are successful. So I'm trying to add to the conversation by showing a different type of teacher and a different type of success. So what I really want everyone to take away from this video is that be the teacher you want to be and don't feel pressured to be anything that you're not already. You don't need to go out and buy a gazillion props and invest a bunch of money. You don't need to have a busy classroom. You just need to be you, and you really, the heart and soul of VIP Kid is TPR your little heart out. Just TPR your little heart out and you'll be just fine. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave a comment and have a wonderful day. Thank you.